So here we go. Here's the distinction. So employer branding is marketing, right? In a nutshell, employer branding is marketing. Everything that you do to market your organization. It could be slogans, it could be images, it could be job fairs, it could be surveys. We're a great place to work, right? A lot of times when you see organizations that go out there and they get that, we're a great place to work for college students. We're a great place to work if you're an older individual. We're a great place to work if you're a veteran. That is all about branding. We are marketing our company so we can bring in more applicants, right? Without actually having to go out there and get them, right? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So employer brand management is distinctly different, but it includes the function of branding. So it subsumes it. So employer brand management is the strategic aspect, whereas branding is the operational. So this is all about the employee value proposition. In the book it talks about the EVP. Over here we're selling an EVP. With branding we're selling it. Over here we're creating it. So over here with the brand management, we're developing the systems, the processes, the policies that underpin the culture and the ideology of the company and what makes this place a great place to work for whomever it is. We're not just marketing something, we're actually creating the product over here. So this is very strategic in nature, brand management, right? Because if you think about your recruiting function, your onboarding function, so if we were onboarding employees and we were just trying to tell them what a great place to work this is, we're going to end up with high turnover, especially if it's not true, right? You can sell, but if it's not true, you've got a lot of unhappy employees, right?
Correct.
And then you have high turnover. Well, if we have an onboarding program that's intended to integrate individuals into the culture and to train individuals on expectations and to create high performance after that first year, because remember, when somebody's hired, their performance dips that first year, right? Because there's this huge learning curve that goes on. And if you read in the textbook, 50% of the people who get a new job at some point in that dip think they made a bad choice. And they're ready to go somewhere else, right? Buyer's remorse for their job. Yes, exactly. Especially if they had more than one offer that they were picking between. So when you think about corporate social responsibility, that is a program that you would manage to look at the EVP. So if we're looking at like older individuals who want to give back to society and they want to be part of a mentoring program at the local Boys and Girls Club, well, our corporate social responsibility program might be set up and developed so that we are attracting and retaining an older set of individuals. Does that make sense? Or perhaps we're trying to recruit a high number of veterans or a high number of individuals with disabilities. We may set up that corporate social responsibility program so that we are overlapping the interests of the applicant group that we're trying to attract. So when we talk about the EVP, remember we were talking about the total awards perspective? When you're looking at salary and working environment, that sort of thing? Well, when you're talking about total rewards, which you should learn in compensation, that's about creating a salary strategy. We're going to be above market, below market, at market, and the benefits strategy. So what benefits do we include? Well, if we know that we're targeting college students because we want part-time workers, and we know that we're targeting older employees because they want part-time work, and perhaps we're going to target disabled individuals who have to maintain lower levels of work time in order to qualify for their disability benefits. What types of benefits can we wrap up together that appeals to those three groups? Now, if other people apply, that's great. We're not going to exclude them. They may have a reason for wanting those particular benefits. But when we talk about the EVP and the employer brand management, we're targeting to those specific groups. So if we pick the college students, the older individuals, and the individuals with disabilities, we are actually creating the whole system and process of the employer brand that underpins it so that it fits that group, so it attracts that group. Then branding, employer branding, is where we go out and market and sell it. Oh, okay. The book was not real clear on it, and there is a big distinction between the two. And at this level, at the undergraduate level, we really focus on employer branding. When you get to the graduate level, we really focus on employer brand management. The whole course at this level is about employer brand management. Employer branding externally to bring applicants in is different than employer branding internally. Internally, it's for retention. You know, we're trying to keep you. One of the things the textbook talked about is getting on those employer of choice lists, like Fortune's 100 employer of choice, and that getting on the list creates a lot of applicants. Falling off the list is a huge negative. For larger organizations, this is a great place to invest or to move towards with your employer brand management as a goal, one of your metrics. But for smaller organizations, it's really not realistic because the amount of money that you would have to contribute to the total rewards package would be, you know, a constant, phenomenal thing. One of the things that you can do locally is that locally they will have employers of choice for your city. And those are usually based on what do you do for your particular demographic. I worked at an organization where we were an employer of choice for veterans. And so we applied to the local Veterans of Foreign Wars. Okay, so the VFW would have an annual banquet, conference, and they would say, here are the employers in our area who are doing a lot for our local veterans. So here in this area, that's huge because there are a lot of people who are a member of that organization. And so our jobs had some overlaps with the skills in the military. And so we decided that we were going to be an employer of choice for veterans. So we had to develop systems, processes, and policies that were very advantageous for veterans. So we would go out to ACAP all the time. Our our corporate social responsibility program was related to the military. We were a partner organization with one of the units. And we would go out and we would give time off to our employees to post flags for Veterans Day all through the city. I mean, we did lots and lots of things for veterans, and that was how we ended up becoming an employer of choice. A lot of those things didn't cost any money. They were just time considerations. Yeah. We would purchase seats for banquets and stuff for veterans organizations, and some of our veteran employees would go. They were excited to get free seats to this banquet. You know, so it was really great. So my point is that although the textbook talks about these places where you can become an employer of choice and it's very expensive, as an HR professional or a supervisor who's trying to staff jobs, if you have a particular demographic that you're looking at, you can become a local employer of choice, which depending on your labor market may be a better choice. So if you have more of a local labor market that you're working with, then becoming an employer of choice in the local labor market is going to be more advantageous to you.